Good morning, and today in the Big Read we will be reading fluently with expression. And because it's the last week that I will be doing the Big Read, it doesn't mean it's the last week for you, it's just that we're right near the end of term now, and it'll be my last turn for doing the Big Read. So I thought we could do a performance poem, which means a little bit of acting involved as you are reading. So let's have a look at our wills. You are going to follow the line with me as I read the poem. I'm going to follow it so you can learn the poem much quicker. And I am going to be reading loudly and softly, showing facial expression and looking at the vocabulary and the punctuation, how to use it if you were doing a performance poem. This is the poem that we will be reading. It's quite a well-known one, Please Mrs. Butler by Alan Alberg. And what I've done here, I've just colour coded mine to make it easier for me when I'm reading. You might want to do the same. Now, let's have a look then. I am going to now read you it as I would if I was performing it. Please, Mrs. Butler, this boy Derek Drew, he keeps copying my work, miss. What shall I do?
Go and sit in the hall, dear. Go and sit in the sink. Take your books on the roof, my lamb. Do whatever you think.
Please, Mrs. Butler, this boy Derek Drew keeps taking my rubber, miss. What shall I do?
Keep it in your hand, dear. Hide it up your best. Swallow it if you like, love. Do what you think best.
Please, Mrs. Butler, this boy Derek Drew keep calling me rude names, miss. What shall I do?
Lock yourself in the cupboard, dear. Run away to sea. Do whatever you can, my flower, but don't ask me. Lock yourself in the cupboard, dear. Run away at sea. Do whatever you can, my flower, but don't ask me.
I hope you enjoyed that. I love doing performance poetry, and I hope you do the same. I hope you start to enjoy it. It's really good fun. So this is the poem. You've got a copy of the poem. So when you're doing your comprehension work, when you want to do it, reading it from it, you can practice. Don't forget, you might want to highlight some bits that you want to say extra loud or something. It makes it much easier. So let's look at this poem then. Did you notice that in this one, the last one, because of that exclamation mark, I read it in two different ways because I couldn't make up my mind if she would be angry or just begging for her to stop. You could do it any way you want. And now, if you was in school, it would be really good because if you was in school, we'd be doing in our twos. One of you would be the teacher, the other would be the child, and then you'd swap roles and then you'd perform it for everyone in the class. And what a shame we can't do that. That will be absolutely brilliant. So you've got to work doubly hard because what you're going to do, you're going to try and do both characters. Unless, of course, you've got someone in your house that will help you and do one of those characters because you only need two characters. We know that Derek Drew doesn't speak, he just does the naughty things. So this is your poem, and we don't know if the person complaining, the child complaining, is a girl or a boy. It doesn't give us any clues at all because we know that Mrs. Butler calls this person a dear and a lamb and a dear and a love and a dear and a flower. So we don't know, do we? It could be a boy, could be a girl, and there's no clues from the author either. Now remember, this is your performance. I've done mine. You might want to change it slightly. You might want the child to be angry on every verse or maybe really upset on every verse. Remember, it's entirely up to you. That's the beauty of performance poetry. You will do it how you think it will be best for you. There's no difficult words there. I've chose this poem on purpose so it hasn't got any complicated words, because if you were doing performance and you're redoing it, you need it to be a nice text that you can whiz through, and this is a really good one for you. So this is the author, Alan Alberg, and what I would like you, if you can, because he explains why, well, not why he wrote the poem, he explains why he thinks the teachers are crazy. And if you Google Please Mrs Butler, and you go then to videos, just like it says here, like it shows you here, and you will see this picture, and that's the author. And if you click there, he will explain it, and he will also perform the poem as well. And make sure you do the one that is 1 minute and 39 seconds, because that's the one where he explains it. This is what he says in there. I'll read it quickly through, but you might want to listen. He does say it better than what I do. I think this poem is something to do with the psychological state of teachers. Imagine you are a child in a class and you ask your teacher 5 questions during the day. That's not many, is it, 5? But if there are 30 of you in that makes 150 a day. 750 questions a week, 3,000 questions in a month, and if you say 10 months in a year, that's 30,000 questions in 1 year. Wow. No wonder why I think teachers are crazy. Now, I started teaching in 1994. How many questions do you think I've been asked? Wow. If you could work that out, some of you buzzing mathematicians, be interesting to see how many questions. Wow. That's why sometimes I feel a little bit crazy. Now, you've got this text and you've got the poem to help you. So today's text is just for you to read fluently with expression, but don't forget it is a performance poem. A performance poem. Don't forget your loudness and softness in your voice, maybe your facial expressions with your voice. And don't forget to focus on that vocabulary where you want to speak louder or softer. And sorry. No, shall I say that again? Don't forget to concentrate on the vocabulary if you want to speak louder or softer. And don't forget the punctuation, that really does help you. So that is today's task. Tomorrow's task is you are going to do some comprehension. I've only gave you 5 to do, but I think because you will be rehearsing and rehearsing, then today's will be quite a mighty task. So that's your comprehension, which obviously you've got the copy of. And oh, gone wrong way, look, let's have a look. And this is Wednesdays, and Wednesday's comprehension, and that's about what the author says. So you might want to watch that video to help you, but like again I said, you've got that text as well, what he says. Number 1's quite a challenge one. Explain in your own words why the author believes teachers are crazy. Yeah, what makes it funny? What things make it funny? You notice I've only gave you 4 questions because they're all quite challenging questions. Yeah, so that's it for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but I shall see you again Thursday, and I hope you enjoy performing your poem. See you. Bye.